Good evening, internet.
Hello, hello, assalamu alaikum, shalom, and holla holla bling bling to all my
about
bitches.
holla bling bling, baby.
We're back.
Again.
I
haven't been cancelled yet.
We've been busting out some episodes this week, haven't we?
Fucking hell yeah.
You are not going to know what's coming next. So,
Yeah, we got some proper good stuff in the pipeline, I think.
we got some fire coming down the pipe now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, right. Who we got on tonight, Marlon?
We got a very, very special guest. We got Titch on.
Hello.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, all right, mate.
Living the dream?
Special guest, though. Special.
Special.
In what way?
Well, I didn't want to say that too much.
Hello, Marlon. Hello, Reg.
Hello, hello. Thanks for coming in, man.
No worries. Thank you for inviting me onto this awesome podcast.
You're one of the very early adopters and big fans of the podcast. I thought it'd be rude not to have you on. Thought it'd be an interesting bloke to have
yeah,
on.
you
So
know.
Big time supporter.
yeah, big time support. The fucking first couple of weeks, Marlon. First week, Marlon was sending me screenshots of you just being like, "Fucking love the podcast,
Oh, mate,
man."
I love it. As soon as it was put up, I was like, fucking yes, I am listening to this. And I started listening to it. Got about 10 minutes in. I was like, right, put everything down. Right, I'm listening to this for the rest of the hour. And I'm literally just sat there in my bed, just like, oh, this is fucking brilliant. Honestly, it is fucking hilarious. And I was like, so I text Marlon straight away. I was like, Mar, this is quality. And he was like, look, you know, at some point we'll get you on. I was like, yes. The second he texted me saying we got a slot coming up, and you know, do you want to come on or anything? I was like, yeah, I am in.
I see you were keen. You were keen.
I was like, get me on.
So, how do we know you?
So, I guess it's through cars. Like, we had mutual friends, and it was all through the car scene back in the days. I'm talking probably 9 years ago, maybe.
Probably longer than that.
I reckon it was about 2010, 2011, maybe. I reckon probably since then. Met through friends and stuff like that. And yeah, met through the car scene. Had all the cars, did all the mods.
All the mods.
All of the mods. And yeah, just sort of, you know, hanging about in car parks like bad men. And yeah, that's probably where it all started off, really. Probably, yeah, just meeting in the car park. The old Ignis.
Oh, yeah, baby.
You loved that Ignis, didn't you?
She was the queen.
She was a fucking beauty, mate.
I do miss that a little bit. I have recently tried to buy another one, and
Will you stop?
they're all fucking rotten.
Please stop buying cars.
I can't help it.
Honestly, it was like when you came out in that Ignis. I remember the first day you bought it, actually. I remember you came out and everyone's like, what the fuck is
what
that?
the fuck is
It
that?
is literally a box with 4 wheels.
Legit, it's like an upturn skip.
Yeah.
It's like a Lada. Upturn skip on
You
wheels.
fucking loved it. I remember you loved it. And I thought to myself, well, as long as he loves it, just let him get on with it.
As long as he's happy.
And so, yeah, we just sort of left you to it. But then we actually, for some reason, came round to it eventually. And
It was a good car. It was a good fucking car.
And then I think I remember, I'm pretty sure I remember you in the Polo, in the Lupo, sorry.
In the Lupo,
In the
yeah.
Lupo, mate.
Little red Lupo.
The little red Lupo. That was back in the day, mate.
That would have been, God, Jesus. I would have been 17, so that would have been 10 years ago, which
Yeah.
is fucking terrifying to think about. But yeah, man.
Yeah, because I don't think I long passed my test. So that was about 10 years ago then.
Yeah.
And 10, yeah-ish years ago. So
Now,
Yeah,
I've got a
fucking
pretty bad memory, so I want to say you had a 6N2.
I did.
Fuck, yes, God.
Fucking somebody had to.
God, tell you what, I'm
watch
surprised you remember that.
Watch your tongue. I love the 6N2. I always did. I wanted a GTI.
Somebody has to.
My 6N2 was badass, mate. I bought it for someone actually on this estate.
It was the R32 guy.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
I
it was
bought
the
it,
checker
yeah.
roof.
Yes.
That's it.
So it had a checkered roof when I bought it.
It was a GTI, yeah?
No, it wasn't.
No?
It was a 1.4, mate.
So you're the same block as me then, because I had the 1.4. Was yours a 75 brake or the 100 brake?
100 brake, mate.
Same as mine in the Lupo Sport. We're the boys.
75 or
I
100
had that,
brake.
and I had the checkered roof, and it started to peel. And I was like, I'm going to get it redone. So I thought, well, I took it down to my guy that wraps all the cars and does all my vinyls for me. And I was like, I want it redone just because I think it's quite cool. God knows why I thought it was quite cool.
It was, though, wasn't it?
It was back in the day. It was fucking cool.
Whenever somebody needs to play chess on the roof.
Because all the Fiesta STs, some of the Fiesta STs come out standard with the checkered
Yeah.
roofs, didn't they? So it was the in thing.
Well, I said to him, look, I want to go something a bit different. And he said, well, why don't we go for like a jigsaw puzzle? And I said, all right, you know.
That's right, yeah.
So he said, well, what we'll do is we'll do a jigsaw puzzle. And I thought, yeah, cool, yeah. So anyway, I went down to him, and he had each jigsaw puzzle individually, mate. I reckon there was 300 jigsaw pieces, mate, that you put on individually on the roof, mate. And honestly, he did a fucking spot on job of it, and I was
some
well
fucking
impressed.
work, mind.
Oh, it was a hell of a fucking job, mate. And this was back in the day when he was literally in a shed, and yeah, it was. Oh, mate, I loved it. I thought it was fucking cool, mate.
Mate, if you want to give him a shout out, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, Southwest Tintin down in Wellington. Fucking good man. He's improved massively now, and he's done all my stuff since, which I'm sure we'll get onto.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll get him. We'll get him.
So what we'll do, obviously you've listened to us before. Mm-hmm. We've got some solid guest questions.
The solid guest questions.
Oh, here we go.
What's the first one, Reg?
I'll kick us off. It is, what does the sesh mean to you?
What does the sesh mean to me? I'm quite a chilled one, you know. I'm not a massive drinker as such. Like I don't mind a beer or 6, but I'm not like a vodka or shots drinker. So I'm just quite cool for like a a chilled one with the lads, you know. Having a few Coronas. Corona's my drink of choice, you know.
Well, you do well here then, because
yeah, there's quite a lot of them here.
Yeah, I got to say, anyone that's seen the recent Instagram stories probably understands that we live for Corona in this bar.
We do like a good Corona.
We do.
It's weird, isn't it? Like coronavirus came about, but I was already drinking Corona, and everyone's like gone, oh, Corona mad. And
it was it was the only thing left in the shop, wasn't it? Because no one wanted to touch it.
Yeah, all right.
It shows you the average intelligence of people in general, doesn't it? That's the best thing.
It's best when people started off and they were like, Corona beer gives you coronavirus. And I'm like, are you fucking for real? Like,
all up in a single mums group, on Facebook.
But yeah, I think like the sesh, so my nightclub days are long gone.
Oh,
I heard that.
So right.
We all remember the old DOS days. But yeah, I mean, yeah, so bit of Xbox, bit of chilling out, just, you know,
just kicking it, not a mad one.
Not a mad one, but, you know, after 6, 8, 10, 12 beers, you know, who knows what happens.
Get a little bit loose.
Get a bit loose.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. That. Yeah, it's the first sort of more relaxed, take on the sesh we've had. Most people are like, yeah, I want to get fucked up and shoot someone.
We're the boys, though. We're the boys.
Everyone the boys here.
So, best cure for a hangover?
Hangover cure. I don't really get hangovers.
I fucking hate you.
So I'm one of these people, you know, I listened to previous podcasts and it was like, oh, what do you do for hangovers and everything like that. I don't really get them. I'm like, I wake up in the morning, fresh as daisy, you know, I'm all good, you know. There has been a couple of times when I have woke up in the morning and thought, fucking hell, last night was a bit of a fucking mad one.
Can you still get up, though? Can you still, if you...
Yeah, I can still get up, yeah.
Yeah, you can still get up and function.
Function normally like a
normal person. When you say function normally, it functions somewhat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the best thing for it, McDonald's breakfast. It's got to be.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
McDonald's breakfast, sausage and egg muffin every day.
It's all about the bacon.
Bacon?
All about the bacon.
Oh, I can't do the bacon.
Not McDonald's bacon, really.
Streaky, baby.
I don't
mind the streaky bacon. It's the breakfast bacon. The microwaved breakfast bacon.
I mean...
That thing has never seen a grill.
No, fuck me, no. I don't think they know how to use a grill.
Just ripping McDonald's in.
But yeah...
but I do love McDonald's, though.
Man.
Right,
as long as you can get up early enough for it. Half the time. I wake up in some sort of daze and think, right, last night was pretty keen, I should go for McDonald's breakfast. And you look at the time, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You're like, fuck,
miss that shit.
Shit.
Off the boat, baby.
Oh, maybe tomorrow.
I guess there's no hope of you, Marlon, ever seeing a McDonald's breakfast.
No, fuck me. Send a missus, mate. Send a missus.
Fuck's sake. Love it. All right, then. Most mental thing that's happened on a night out. As we said before, this kind of sets the tone. It sort of sets not the bar, but kind of gives us an idea of how far you're willing to go within the whole podcast and what you are willing to reveal.
Well, I think I've been thinking about this one. I got to be a little bit careful.
That's fine. No.
So, I was thinking, right? I don't know how far I can go with it, but I went out on a night out with my ex-employer. Now, it's quite a big company. And we went out for a Christmas meal, as you do. And we went out to a local golf course, which they rented out the golf course and the area for the evening, and free bar all night.
Little did they know.
Keen.
Yeah.
So I
fucking
drove
keen.
there thinking, I'm just going to have a few. Maybe, get a taxi home or whatever like that. But when I seen the free bar, I thought,
Red rag to a ball.
Getting lit tonight.
let's get on. So I did. And, like I said, I'm not a massive drinker, but I thought I'd have a few, and they're free. End up having a few too many, as you do. And, I don't really remember much of the night. What I do remember is waking up in the morning in someone's house. And it wasn't my house. I just remember waking up. I mean, so like I said, I'm not a massive drinker. When I do drink, it's the opposite end of the scale. It's pretty bad. So I don't remember anything. I remember waking up in his house and looking around and going, fucking hell, like, where the fuck am I? And I'm looking around, there's pink walls. I'm like, it's definitely in my house. I've got no idea where this house is. Anyway, so no one else there. So I've got up, crept down the stairs, and there's baby photos on the wall.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, where the fuck am I? Who the fuck's house is this? I've gone down the stairs, still can't hear anything. So I've crept out the door. I've gone out the door and I've walked up the road a bit and I've realised where I am. I'm not actually that far away from my house. So I thought, right, well, get back home.
Let's go.
So I've gone back home and I got a call from work probably a few hours later, and it said, oh, we need someone to do the night shift. Can you, afternoon night shift, can you come in? And I was pretty hanging. I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll come in. Anyway, we had a conversation at work, and I said to someone, mate, honestly, you would never believe what happened last night. I woke up in someone's house, right? Baby photos and everything. I don't know who the fuck house what it was. And they said, oh, you were quite kind of keen on the old transaction manager over there. And I'm thinking,
Transaction manager.
I'm thinking, hey, what? I'm not going to go into names, but I said, what, her? And he was like, yeah, you were pretty keen on her last night. So, oh, was I? Fucking hell, all right. Anyway, she walked past me. I said, all right. She completely ignored me. No. Oh, no. So it turns out, me and her may have kicked it off.
The old transaction manager.
Ended up at her house, right? She's got kids, right? But she had already gone to work that morning, right? And just left me in the bed.
Fuck. Didn't even wake you up enough.
Nothing.
Jeez.
Nothing. I gone to work. No odds. I worked there for about another year and a half, and she didn't speak to a word to me ever since. And that was probably the most mental thing that's happened to me, because I was still in disbelief that it ever actually happened. I literally woke up in her house. I've got the house to myself, some random person's house. Didn't even lock it. Didn't even lock the house. Just fucking left this person's house and just thought,
just give it a big Irish goodbye. Just slip out the back.
The problem was with I had lost my shirt as well. So I was just wearing a random shirt.
Oh, she tore that off.
Shit, I've got no idea. I was literally running back to my house in these smart, trousers, shoes and stuff, with a random fucking shirt on. Honestly, mate, I've never. After that, I was like, fuck me, like, what the fuck? So I sort of cottoned on to what happened. She never spoke to me. She still hasn't spoken to me now, and this was years ago. I keep seeing her every now and again and sort of giving her the old nod, and she completely ignores me, and I'm thinking, fuck me, yeah, she remembers that night.
She got it, baby.
Father of the kid still looking for that fucking missing shirt.
She's had a kid since. I wonder. Cool, could it be mine?
Maybe.
Revelations coming out on the podcast.
Shit.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, if he comes out loving polos, we'll know where to look. Oh, dear. Oh, it's fucking good. So how's the week been?
Week's been all right.
Mm-hmm.
Week's been all right. No, it's just been another week in paradise, I suppose.
Another week in paradise. Your week, Marlon?
Oh, we're living a dream this week, mate.
You are living a dream.
We got some good stuff going on at the minute. Maybe some new horizons opening up.
There's been a lack of bitching from you this week, which is good.
We got positive things going on.
It's nice to hear.
Yeah. I'll release it later on at some point. But yeah, we got some good things going on.
I'm glad to hear it.
Good to hear. I have to put it out there. Bit of a downer, but big shout out to my mate Sparky, who passed away this week in a car crash in Taunton. Taunton Wellington way. So big car fan. And so he passed away this week. So I thought, well, I'm going on today. I thought I'll give him a little bit of a shout out. Dedicate this one to to him.
Fucking sorry to hear that.
He was a good man. So I thought, you know what, on Monday, the car crash happened. It sort of shocked us all really. So I thought, well, I'll come on today, give him a little bit of a shout out because he was a good bloke. But yeah.
No, sorry for your loss,
Yeah,
man.
damn.
Sucks.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
But I'm glad the podcast is going well.
Yeah, views looking good still.
Yeah, everything's on the up and up. The main thing is when people share on Instagram, when they're listening, hit up, tag us in the Doghouse, take a picture of where you're listening, when you're listening, what you're doing. Yeah, helps
It's that-
hugely.
Not do
In
that
the
one.
_Doghouse_.
Yeah, I think people will get the message in the end about how shit our handle is because we say it every episode about 4 times.
We've
What is going on with that?
Oh well,
People have what we want.
we're late to the game, man. We were late to the game. Everybody had them. We were there for ages trying to find the right handle, and I was like, Marlon, this is like the best we've got. It's like in the _Doghouse _, and then the Twitter is like in the Doghouse 69, which I
like
did
that.
that. So I looked and I was like, fuck, I'm having 69. I'm that childish.
We also have a Facebook page which is doing like piss poor, mainly because I manage it. and I don't really like Facebook.
No, Facebook is for.
Instagram's the way to go, I think.
Instagram's lit.
Definitely.
Instagram is the way to go.
Instagram is lit.
Yeah, the Instagram is fucking lit.
Facebook is so 2020.
It is, yeah.
It is. I think it's on the down and down.
I think it is. We don't tell the old the bosses of Facebook, but I think it is on the down low.
Yeah.
I think it's going to become a Bebo.
It's or a MySpace.
Oh,
That's a bit of a who, isn't it?
Or a Google Plus.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. Oh.
Who? I'm glad somebody else understands the who.
Who?
Who?
I love a game of Who. Me and my mate James, right? We play Who all the time. We just send random voice notes to each other while we're at work, just like anything that we think of.
Do you know the Who, Marlon?
No.
Oh, Marlon, come on, man.
Right, we're gonna have to give you. We'll do a little game of Who. So if I said I'll send you a fax, then Titch would go. It's the most crazy game. It's not even a game. It's like whenever somebody mentions something, if you're like, oh yeah, fucking hell. Remember when? I don't know. Oh, do you remember Khalees?
How?
Anything like it's anything retro or old school. It just doesn't. It's not in the vernacular.
It's not relevant now.
Anything that's not relevant.
They're like Beyblades.
Oh.
Oh, do you remember the old Beyblades?
Yeah, me and my mate used to stick Stanley knives to them.
Honestly, right? I was talking to my mate about these. He doesn't remember them. And I'm like, how do you not remember Beyblades? I was there, right, with a stone, right? And chiseling down my Beyblade on a stone to make it the sharpest possible whilst in the arena. And I remember, right, like I said, my memory's shit. But I remember being in the fucking, we had this plastic arena.
In the arena, thousands of fans around.
And I pulled this fucking Beyblade and it was so sharp it went through the arena. We better. And they soon got banned from the school. And I'm
Fucking
like,
full send.
Yeah, so
Everything got banned from school, though, didn't it?
everything.
Oh, yeah.
We had Pokemon cards banned from school.
Yeah, so did we.
Because, it became too competitive.
And some idiot would trade a Blastoise for like a fucking
Honestly.
trainer card, and then they
Honestly.
go crying to their mum, and Pokemon cards are banned, aren't they?
The other thing that got banned from school, do you remember Winders?
Yeah.
Winders,
Why
right?
did Winders
they
get
were
banned?
banned from my school, right? Because people were choking on them because they were taking the whole lot off and just shoving it in their mouth all at once, and they got banned. I'm like, fuck me.
That's fucking natural selection, isn't it?
If anyone's gonna do that, let them fucking choke.
That's it.
And if any of those girls grew up, I'm sure they know how to take fucking length. Fuck's
No, no,
sake. We are 19 minutes in and it's degenerated.
What did Cinderella say when she got to the ball? Fucking love that one.
That is one of my favourite jokes at the moment. Oh, fuck.
So yeah, that's what's going on this week then.
What a fucking... Oh, man.
I do have a little bit of sad news.
Yeah.
Fucking DMX mind.
Oh,
You seen
yeah.
that?
Yeah,
DMX,
Yeah.
X gon' give it to you.
Go give it to you.
Had a heart attack.
No way.
Yeah, from an overdose. He was living the fucking dream.
he's going out like ODB.
He's in fucking critical
OBD?
condition at the minute. OBD.
OBD.
Well,
In critical
I hope
condition.
he
I thought that was
gets
a bit.
well soon, but from an overdose, he was getting a good time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He would, if he goes
He would
out,
have been fucking
he
lit
goes
right
out.
up.
He goes out the way he
Yeah.
should be.
Because he was always gonna give it to you.
We've lost so many good talents to the Hollywood cocktail, haven't we?
Yeah,
The
fucking
fucking
hell.
drugs and booze. Well, the ODB, man, fucking old dirty bastard.
Yeah.
Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, ya, shimmy, you. Yeah. Who else we lost? Oh, Winehouse. Fucking yeah, man. We'd be here all
She
day.
should have gone to rehab.
But she's
Yeah.
saying no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, she said no.
Man. So where is he? Where is he? He must be California based, surely. Is he? He's a West Coast rapper, isn't he?
Yeah,
he is,
on
yeah.
the Google.
Yeah, I'm just.
We needed Jamie so
Jamie.
badly.
Sorry, can we say Google on this?
Yeah, we can say-
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
advertising?
Yeah,
Or is
no,
that...
fucking.
All right, get on the old Google.
Yeah, on the
Other
old
search
Google.
engines are available.
So he's in grave condition. Fuck me, that is.
Oh shit, that's bad then.
Is that DMX?
Yeah.
Looks like fucking Stevie Wonder.
New York, baby.
New York. Oh, I thought he was.
Yeah,
I thought
in
he was
a New York hospital.
I thought he was a West Coast rapper. He was kind of about. Oh, he's yeah.
Fucking love DMX. Like that was like the first probably
See,
track.
I said this to you earlier. I have conflicting opinions on DMX, and I love this music. I absolutely adored it. You know, like all his album covers were him with a fucking great pit bull in the end of a chain, and like he put across this persona that he fucking loved pit bulls and he loved these. You know, they were his like his world. And obviously, I've got a bull breed, so
I reckon you could pull that off. You know?
just have it on the end of a chain.
Yeah.
And that, I
Reggie's
want to see
mixtape.
that, an Instagram post with you, which is that fucking hench dog over there. Fucking just on it.
Reggie gonna give it to you. But yeah, my problem with DMX, I found out at a later date, a few years ago, is that I found that he's been done a few times for animal abuse charges, for not starving his pit bulls to death, not looking after him. Yeah, man. So I was just like, man, fun. You know, I don't wish ill health on anyone, but after I found out that he was like, you know, he'd done shit to his like dogs. I said to you earlier, I judge a person on how they treat fucking animals.
Yep.
And like, if you let your dog starve to death, you're
fucking
a
disgusting,
fucking
isn't
piece
it?
of shit. I mean, it's the same with a lot of rappers and a lot of artists. Like, they can be a shitty person, doesn't mean they can't put out fucking beats.
Yeah.
Like, Gary Glitter stuff. I love Glitter. I mean, not
rock and roll, baby.
I don't know what he's done or his hobbies, shall we say? But man, yeah, you know, and Rolfie Harris.
I don't mind a bit of Rolf Harris to be at Tommy Kangaroo down sport.
Yeah, well, I saw him at Glastonbury, man. I saw him at Glastonbury, and we were like, "Yes, Rolf Harris." A year later, we're like, "Oh, fucking hell."
Shit.
Don't say that out loud.
Yeah. I fucking
Fucking
You can't say anything nowadays.
no, you
No,
can't. And
without offending someone.
We've not been cancelled yet because
Yet.
Marlon is really good at editing. But yeah, that's fucking yeah.
So I guess I'm not allowed to talk about Madeleine McCann.
Well, as long as you say it's your opinion, not as fact.
I think it's not to pick on one certain group. It's to spread your opinion over lots of
spread
groups.
the hate.
I don't believe parents that kill their kids.
You don't believe the parents killed the kids.
No, I don't believe in parents killing their kids. That's something that Sam Morrison told me to tell me. Mule told me to tell me. He said, make sure you mention Madeline. I'm like, fucking how do I get that in conversation?
That's him to a T, though, isn't it?
It is
Just
really, isn't it?
Try and work in some really obscure topic at some point, or really provocative topic.
I got a great story to tell you about him later on when it comes to cars. a PG story as well, so it's all right. It's all right. It's the only PG story I can make out about him.
Shock.
So, it's the first time seeing the bar. What do you think? Every other guest we've had on has either been in here on the fucking piss.
Yep.
You know, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm sober, and I think it's quite cool. I think it's fucking wicked. Got the seating area over here.
This is, they came out of my first Range Rover.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the actual seats themselves.
Have we invited another guest on that hates P38s? Let me.
The thing is, whoever we invite on, nobody is really going to like.
No, to be
Range
fair,
Rovers.
unless I get one of my friends on that I know through P38s.
Yeah, one of your Range Rover actual friends.
Yeah, I did already. I did invite one of them on. He said the world is not ready for my views. So,
Oh shit!
so I was like, okay. He was like, I will get you cancelled. But yeah, so you know what the P38 is? The P38
I
Range
do know
Rover.
what the P38 is. The whole Land Rover brand.
Hey, well, we'll get into cars. Like I said, we'll get into cars later. But
yeah.
I know you've owned a Land Rover in the past, so don't worry.
Best and worst car I've ever fucking owned. I'll tell you that.
I am well aware. Everyone that I know who's just owned normal cars and then all of a sudden bought a Land Rover, I'm like, I'll remember that forever. I will remember that.
But yeah, I mean, it is fucking wicked in here, isn't it? It is really cool. I love it. I love it. The Corona bottles are somewhat Is that pit vipers?
Oh yeah, there's marlins.
Oh yeah, they're mine.
marlin.
So you got some?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some genuine.
Oh no, they're Chinese ones.
Wish.com pit vipers.
But to be fair, you can't really tell the difference.
I think the only thing that slightly.
I remember from one of the episodes you were talking about pit vipers, and I was like, I fucking love pit vipers.
The only
They
thing
are.
Like you cannot really tell the difference
Nah.
between some genuines and some fakies.
I think the only thing that slightly gives it away is the print on the top is slightly off. Not off, but it's slightly different to the genuine ones. But you wouldn't know.
I actually will buy some genuine ones now. I have.
Where'd you get these from?
eBay.
eBay?
eBay specials.
.co.uk. Solid £19.
Oh, nice.
They are fucking cool.
I got a story about sunglasses actually. Right, I went on Wish.com because I love a Wish.
You
buy.
love,
He
yeah,
loves Wish.com
Yeah.
as
I
well.
love a Wish buy, right? Because you never know what's going to turn up.
yeah.
So
It is. It's like
my
Christmas.
my missus is well into like Harry Potter and Disney and all that bollocks.
Somebody has to be.
Oh, we should have had you on for unpopular opinions. You'd have backed me.
Honestly, she fucking loves it. I better be nice because she probably will be listening to this. Anyway, she wanted some Lego because she's quite into her Lego in her spare time, you know, and stuff like that. So I was like, right, okay, well, this is Disney Castle. I thought I'll buy you that, you know, because it was only like 20 quid. I thought I'll get you that. Waited 6 weeks for it, still hadn't turned up. Package came in the post, pair of Ray-Bans, and I thought I didn't order any Ray-Bans. Anyway, they're fucking genuine. Well, they look genuine. Well, they look genuine.
They're Ray Barneys.
I mean, they got all the logos on them. They got the leaflet with them. They got the cleaning.
They've gone
cloth.
to town on that fucking
Oh, they
presentation.
got all of it. And I'm thinking, I have never ordered Ray-Bans. I looked at it. Right, your Lego is being delivered today. I'm like, no, it definitely fucking hasn't. I was like, that is definitely not what I ordered. But I've still got the Ray-Bans now. I still wear them. Fucking quality. I tell everyone they're genuine. I only paid £9 for them, but
Winner.
yeah. But I'm liking these Vipers, these pit Vipers, man.
Mate, I've been watching too much American shit, basically.
Oh, mate. I love
And obviously we had to go with the cheetah print because
Yeah.
fuck Carol Baskin.
Oh, Carol Baskin. That is something that's coming out this week, isn't it?
Yeah,
Coming
they got
out
new
this-
series.
They got new series.
Shut up.
And the I see old Louis Theroux is doing a thing on
yeah,
it this week
that's
as
going
well.
to be good.
So they
Is that coming out
Holy
this week as well?
This is coming out
Yeah.
this week. So
That's going to be good.
Fucking hell.
So she definitely did it.
Oh,
got-
she
oh,
did, yeah,
100%.
without a doubt. He's
100%.
under the septic tank, isn't he?
He's somewhere there. Sunglasses. When we go for our break and we get the guest beers out, I will go and get my very special sunglasses. Which how can you fucking laugh when you've got stood in front of a set of pit vipers there?
I don't have the player, baby.
I have
love these.
the most. Have you ever seen it?
Quality.
Fucking oh, you suit them all the
Oh.
fuck.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
baby.
gonna have to get myself some of these. I
Yeah.
reckon. Jesus
So
Christ.
80s. I love it. They're not even from the 80s, but they just look
Yeah, they're
garish as
proper
fuck.
old school.
Have you ever seen a film called Rock and Roller?
Yes.
Do you know there's a scene in it where Toby Kebbell is smoking a fucking great big crack pipe and he's naked and he's dancing around to
Yes.
Bank Robber by the Clash?
Yes.
Do you remember the sunglasses he was wearing? I have 3 pairs of those.
Jesus Christ.
Reggie's got issues.
Kazal 856s, and they are genuine 80s sunglasses. I'll get them in a minute, and we'll go back into sunglasses. Riveting topics we talk about on this podcast.
One thing I have got to mention, though, you've just lost the game.
No, I didn't. No, you cannot do that. I've literally got that written down to say, right? Look at that, right? I've got it written down there to say that you've just lost the fucking game.
I
right?
fucking know
And
you,
I
mate.
cannot believe you got in there before me. Ah!
Also, shout out to Mule. Mule,
Yeah,
you've just lost the game as well.
Shout out to Mule, you've just lost it, and you. I cannot believe that. I am absolutely fucking fuming now.
Oh man,
Mate, we're fucking on it, mine, as hosts. We do
Honestly,
try.
it goes back years, doesn't it?
Yeah,
years. I was looking. It keeps coming up in my time thing on Facebook saying you lost the game from like 6 years ago, and I'm like, for fuck's sake! I cannot believe that.
everyone that's listening has now lost the game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's so
sorry.
much, so much rage.
And if you don't know what the game is and you haven't fucking lived,
At us on Instagram with your rage. Push them analytics up. Oh, fuck's sake.
I am absolutely raging right now. Oh well, here we go.
Right. So What is it you do for a living then, Titch?
So, I am a fully accredited service technician.
And that is a fancy term for...
Mechanic.
You are a spanner monkey.
I am indeed a technical spanner monkey working on those tools. Yeah, I've got the full accreditation and everything. I got certificates and all sorts, but end of the day, still fixing heaps of shit.
I know your fee.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So what is it sort of stuff you work on? Just general day-to-day cars?
General day-to-day stuff. I specialise in sort of the VAG group, such Volkswagen, Audi, and everything like that. It's pretty good
special.
Good that I do that because they're always breaking down. So,
I don't know. I don't have that problem at all. No, one of the most reliable vehicles in the world is a Land Rover. We all know that. I'm fucking with Chow. I'm on the spanners every week.
Range Rover.
Yes.
Every time it's one of. I tell you what, it's one of my pet hates when it comes in the workshop. I get a Range Rover in, or any sort of Land Rover, or a Volkswagen Transporter. Those are my two biggest hates.
Yeah, my next door neighbour had a Transporter, and he was not. He got rid of it quite quickly after I moved in. After
most overrated things ever.
I think the turbos on the T5s are just obscenely expensive and a pain in the ass to fit. Yeah, he was bitching about that, and then it left quite quickly after.
Yep.
Oh, go on then. Tell us what most hated job in the garage work-wise. What is your it's like you're on about then. If something comes in and it's like you've got to do a clutch on an X, what?
I'm not sure really. I mean, obviously general stuff. Obviously day in day out is servicing. And I hate servicing. You'll probably know this from Fords, right? Pollen filter on a Ford Fiesta. You ever experienced that?
Once or twice.
Yeah. So, or the 5.5 millimeter one spanner required for a Fiat 500.
5.5 spanner.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hang on, what kind of snap-on
Right.
shit are you bastards buying?
So, Fiat 500, I've got a pollen filter that's in the centre, right, behind the pedals, blah, 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 and requires a 5.5 millimeter spanner. I had to buy the spanner specifically for it, right, and it still doesn't fucking fit in there, right?
Yeah, no, I know your pain. Like,
Yeah.
I've got everything from fucking. I think I've got 3 mil to 13 and quarter inch.
3 mil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can get, as I don't know if the listeners know, I am a weekend warrior on the spanners. I know enough to kind of get things
Your range
fixed.
is 10 mil and upwards, isn't it?
Oh,
Well, he's got an adjustable set, hasn't he?
Oh, shut up. That's the funny thing about Land Rover, especially Defenders. A few years back, I rebuilt a Defender.
With an adjustable spanner?
It was in memory of my mum who passed, and it was her car, so we down to the chassis and back up, no ramp, which is quite a feat, I think. And you'd be undoing something on one side, and you're fucking 15 mil. What the fuck is this? So you'd be undoing this thing 15 mil, and you go to the other side 12. Same bolt.
Yeah.
That is Land Rover's quality control.
Oh, yeah.
Through and through, and that's the kind of shit I like in it too.
Oi, Dave, what we got left in the bucket?
Yeah, that is the joke I make all the fucking time. I don't know. I don't know if I've told the story before, but so we were stripping this car down to its bare bones and back up, and I'm inside and I'm pulling up this sound deadening that we've got in the tub of the rear of it, and it's this thick carpet, and I was pulling it up slowly, and you could see as you were pulling it up, it was obviously double-sided tape that was holding it to the tub. I'm pulling it up and I'm pulling it up. And as I'm pulling it up, I sort of see the tape, and the line of tape they've laid comes off to a taper at an end. I was like, that's weird. And the other side really did not want to come up. I was there with solvent sprays, scrapers, everything. And I was really struggling. And I finally got it up. And I realised this last line of tape that I'd pulled up, why it came to a taper is because it was the end of the roll of tape. Now, instead of going to the parts store or wherever when they were building this car back in '98, then what we got in a bin there, Dave? Yeah, that'll fucking do. Yeah, we'll have that. Just smeared a load of fucking glue just all over the fucking tub. And I was just like, this is 90s Land Rover. This is why you nearly went bust. It was the Freelander that saved you from going bust, because this kind of fucking workmanship was what you were putting out. And this was on a special edition vehicle. They made 500 of them, and they were just
Freelander saved them.
Yeah.
That's saying
And
something.
they were like, no, that'll fucking do. So
Fucking love a Freelander mind. Just thought I'd get that.
that's my little rant. That's my little rant about Land Rover's quality control in the 90s. What a specific fucking topic I've gone into here.
You love them, don't you?
Oh, mate, absolutely. Like, it's unreal.
It's in the blood. I just can't stop it. Myself and my partner were talking earlier about, when we go, moving on, thinking about having kids at some point. And so I was saying, what sort of vehicle should we have? And my sensible brain was saying,
Golf.
Kia, 7-year warranty, Hyundai, 7-year warranty, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but you buy in that shit, you sell your soul because they are the most boringest pieces of shit I've ever come across.
Sell your soul. Yeah. So I was thinking that bang it on a finance deal, you got no worries. You just pay your finance deal and you're done. Now, that was sensible brain. And then I pulled up behind a Freelander 2. And I was like, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, that's the HSE Lux version. And I was like, that's fairly well kitted out. I was thinking, it's fucking there, probably 15, 17 grand, something like that. So I could, do that. Yeah.
Probably sometimes
I'll
starts.
probably pay for that. It's a decent engine. I was like, well, it won't break down that much, surely. It'll be all right. And she's there going, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking... If I have children and I get stranded somewhere and I have to wait for you to turn up with the fucking Draper set of sockets going, don't worry about it, dolls, it's the EGR's got stuck. Bang, bang, bang. So... Yeah, that is an insight into my brain. Like, I could just fucking ride around in a C1 like she does, and life would be fucking easy. But I just don't, because I just love it. I just love it, and I can't help it. Same with you, Titch. You love VWs.
Love-hate relationship.
Exactly the same. Exactly.
Yeah, you love them, they hate you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you've nailed it there, Marlon. You absolutely have. So on from that, tell us a little bit, just before we cut to a break, about your current car.
My current car?
Yeah.
I've got two.
Ooh, you Tory bastard.
I know. I've got a lovely Audi A4 Estate, which is...
I do love an estate.
Honestly, right, it's one of those cars where I should get rid of it, and, I could get rid of it, but it means more to me than to sell it.
Anyway,
really.
yeah.
I could get maybe a couple of grand for it, maybe at tops, but it's like a van. It's quality.
Yeah.
I can chuck everything in the back of it and not give a damn. Honestly, it's full up with stuff in the back at the moment, and it is literally like a van. I can put whatever on it, and then if I want to take everything back out, put all seats back up, and it's all good, And to be honest with you, I don't think I'll get rid of it for a long time. It's done 200,000 miles now.
Oh Lord,
still going strong.
What box is in it? What box is in it?
Standard 6-speed.
Manuel. Really?
I've gone for the Manuel.
Okay.
I'm an auto man.
Yeah.
I will admit, in my older years, I've gone from manual to an auto.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't gone wrong with the old 6-speed manual. It's done me well.
They are a strong box.
It's done me well, that car. I will admit, it has done me fucking well. And over the years, it really hasn't cost me hardly anything.
2-litre Derv in it.
2-litre Derv, 140 brake, mapped.
BKP?
No, BRE.
Okay.
So the BK, you've got the BKD as well in that sort of model.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got the BRE, which is the 140. Put a little air filter in it, run it on a Shell V-Power.
Oh, wow.
And only Shell V-Power as well, which is fucking all the
Yeah,
money.
I was going to say,
that is
diesel
gay.
V-Power.
Diesel V-Power. All my cars have been run on V-Power.
Why?
All of them. I don't know.
I just put shit in mine.
But then I got it mapped, and he was like, "Well, have you got what fuel are you running?" I'm like, "I'm actually running V-Power," and he's like, "All right." So I got a little bit more ponies out of the old girl when I got it mapped.
That's it. Always map the Dervs.
Yeah,
First thing I did when I bought...
EGR still in.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
first thing I do...
Emissions regulations, obviously quite strong, isn't they? So,
No.
catalytic converter still intact and everything like that. It's not. It's fucking everything.
Fucking lying cunt.
I was looking at you thinking...
First thing I was
really?
saying, always, because I like my dubs as well.
Yep.
For the dailies, always got to have an estate.
Yep.
First thing out, map it, EGR delete.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
I ain't fucking with that.
100%. People come into me all the time at the garage like, what can I do to make this better? And I'm like,
Get rid
Well, I
of
can't
all the
actually
eco
really
shit.
say this.
Yeah, I shouldn't be
As we're
saying
an
this.
MOT test station, but take your easy yard out.
Yeah, you know, especially as me as an MOT tester, I shouldn't be
Yeah.
telling myself. I said, just make it discreet. just put blanket plate in there, but you know, make sure I don't see it.
Yeah, you got it.
And then I got this crazy idea to get rid of the back box as well, which was kind of a you know, I was servicing the car and I sort of looked up at the exhaust and thought, fuck me, wouldn't it be good if I just, you know, chop the exhaust there and put a little bit of a turn down on the old existing pipe?
Actually trying to relive the youth a little bit.
Literally,
Yeah,
isn't
pretty
it?
much, yeah. So I've had a nice Isuzu Trooper in with a, you know, back box replacement. So I cut the tip off that and put a turn down on it. So now I'm running a standard back box that isn't connected to anything and just a little turn down halfway up the car. Fucking beautiful.
That's slick. I've never heard of anyone doing that. It's fucking slick.
Honestly, so everyone looks at it behind, they feel, oh, standard dirt. But anyway, that's my Audi. That's the non-important one, because that's also the tow vehicle for my other vehicle, which is my Nissan S14 200SX. Skyline, as Mule calls it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he says nice skyline.
Nice, yeah.
Nice
Always
skyline.
that was a fucking huge joke back in the day because I think we were at some car show somewhere, and some random bloke came up to Mule. Mule was in his 14.
Yep.
And he was like, "Oh fucking hell! Wow, that's a nice skyline, mate."
You went along with it.
Yeah.
You fucking just went along with it.
And what that would have been probably 5 years ago,
Mate,
and
it
it's
was-
just
I think it was
carried
more
on
than that.
since then.
Yeah, it's just literally just every time I post a photo on Facebook.
Nice skyline, mate.
But yeah, so it is a full competition spec drift car, which it wasn't meant to be fair.
I know what happens. You just get carried away with it.
Right, story. Here we go. I was working for a dealership as a mechanic, and a guy pulls up in this completely boggo standard S14, right, black, in the car
14
park.
or 14A?
14A.
Oh yeah.
In the car park, and he gets out. He's about probably 60s, 70s, right? And he goes into the dealership. Cool, that's quite nice. That is. That's, you know, you don't see any of
see
them.
it stock one.
You don't see stock ones at all. Completely boggo. Anyway, I thought, you know, I'll catch him when he comes back out. So he comes back out and he said, "Oh, you know, I've just been looking for a new car to, you know, fit my dogs in. You know, so I'm looking to get rid of this one, and you know, because I can't take dogs in this one." I said, "Well, you know, if you're ever looking to sell that one, just let me know."
UK spec, JDM.
UK spec, right? Completely UK spec. Didn't hear nothing. 3 months. He come back in. I was working on the car, and it said, "There's a guy here for you. Is there something about a Nissan?" I said, "Oh, all right."
Mm-hmm.
Go back out. He said, "Yeah, so do you want to buy it?" I was like, "Well, I'll have a little look around it." Honestly, mate, it was the mintest car you had ever seen, right?
And I bet what had he been offered on trade on it?
So he had been offered...
Don't.
Nothing.
So he took it in for trade at a certain dealership, and they offered him £110 for it.
Jesus Christ.
Because it was a 20-year-old Nissan
And
with 80,000 miles on the clock. I've looked at it and gone, okay, one owner from you, serviced every 6 months with Nissan, with 2 books to prove, every 6 months
Fuck.
on the dot, regardless of mileage, right? He says, "Oh, I've got the spare wheel, both the full size and the little one as well, with both boot floors to fit. It's got the 6 CD changer. It's got all this. It's got all that." And I was there like, I cannot turn this down. I wasn't even looking for a car at the time. I was like, yeah.
It's one of those things, yeah.
And I bought it an absolute steal. He said, "Oh, I know sort of what it's worth." And
you're thinking, fuck.
yeah, and I wouldn't say he didn't know what it was worth, but I got it for a lot less than it should have been.
Yeah.
Bought it, got it, absolute mint. It needed a little bit of welding, as obviously old Nissans do.
Yeah.
That was the main reason he got rid of it, was because he went to Nissan, had an MOT, and it said, "Oh, it's got a bit of a hole in the rear subframe. It's going to be 1,100 quid to weld that one up."
What?
It was a pinhole.
I thought you were going to say 1,100 quid for a new subframe.
No, 1,100 quid to sort that out. So he said, "Oh, yeah." He said, "I wasn't really keen to pay that."
Yeah, they main dealer bitches.
Yep.
Jesus.
I mean, he sent me everything. You know, the videos that they do at main dealers of all the cars. He
Oh,
sent
yeah,
me-
all the
he's-
walkarounds.
All the walkarounds. He sent me all of those. He sent me everything. He had all these wallets of all the work that's ever done on it. You know, he's the first owner. He's owned it from new, everything.
Fuck.
And yeah, I was like, fuck me, I got steel here. And I kept it in
Those
the
stories you don't hear anymore.
No. And I was very lucky to get it. So I kept it in the garage and kept it standard and then got
For 10 minutes.
bored.
And we'll get into that straight after we get into our guest beer. We're going to cut to a short break now. I'm going to the fridge, get the guest beer, and we'll be back.
And we're back.
I am back from the fridge.
What have you got this week, Reg?
Well, I've got your pick this week, which is Sierra Nevada California IPA, citrusy and sessionable lager.
Sessionable. What is sessionable?
It's like
Is that
it's sesh.
It's just-
yeah.
I wouldn't want to. Well, I can't.
Getting keen.
I haven't opened it yet. I can't say. I was going to say I don't want to get on the sesh on it, but we'll see. We'll see.
I like the bit on the top. Family owned, operated, and argued over.
Yeah.
Where am I reading? Oh yeah. What
So
the hell?
I'm hoping this is going to be good.
No.
I was going to say, Reg, you're going to read the
I was-
marketing bullshit.
I was just trying to get ahead of you there. I was just trying to think, well, let's find some fucking marketing bullshit on it, but there actually isn't any. Let me
No?
talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go see if I can find the fucking box.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good shout. The only reason I picked this up is because it was so brightly coloured.
It's nice blue. What
was-
blue would you say this is? Coming from a car background, what blue would you say this is?
Well, it's not quite baby blue,
No.
but it's quite neon blue, I would say.
Yeah.
It's quite in your face.
It's almost BMW blue.
Yeah,
The BMWs?
yeah, the old M specs and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, no, I see that definitely.
Yeah. Nice picture on the front.
Nice picture on the front of a
How much can we talk about? A can of beer. Right, here we go.
California Cove's got
Yep.
a lovely barcode on it.
Yeah, it's got some leaves.
It's, Pant 1KR.
Yeah, but whatever that is.
I'm not quite sure what that is.
Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, which is born in Chico, California. Chico.
It sounds definitely
Chico time.
So I've just been to the recycling bin, rummaging through it like a fucking crack addict.
Yep.
I've just managed to find the box. There's fuck all on that as well. So no marketing bullshit this week, boys.
that's
But what
right.
we will do is this week there is no marketing bullshit.
God, I like that button. I feel like I should have that button every time I say something. God, that's nice.
Right.
Right, should we get
Here
on
we
it?
go.
Let's have a go.
Oh, that smells citrusy.
Cool, it doesn't it?
Citrusy. Now, I don't know who I'm going to offend here. That tastes very similar to Camden Pale, which I love personally. What are the thoughts?
I like that. I like that a lot.
I do.
Yeah, I like that. That's a nice, easy drink.
That's an easy drink. Yeah,
Have we
It's
all
very
agreed on
light.
something
Yeah.
again?
That's very light.
Is this the second episode in a row that we've all agreed on something?
I could drink that.
Yeah,
As a massive drinker myself, I could drink that. That's quite nice.
that's it. It goes down smooth. Nice. I do like a nice bit of citrus.
I do as well. Am I slowly converting you to IPAs and
No,
no? Okay, well, I'll take what I can get then in that terms. I really like it.
still like Budweiser.
God,
Budweiser is fucking awful.
No, it's not.
I'm glad you're on my side here, Titch. It's not fucking awful. I will drink it, and I have drank it.
It's like saying Strongbow is a nice cider.
Strongbow isn't really a cider. It's a
I-
fucking acidic piece of shit.
I was just about to say.
If I'm drinking cider, I want that fucking Frosty Jack's White Lightning. Oh, baby.
I'll see you stumbling around in the middle of town shouting at a pigeon later on. Then.
Do you think it's dead?
You fucking dickhead.
Yeah, I quite like that. That's quite nice.
Yeah.
Well, mad shout out to Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your California IPA is fucking lit.
Hit us up if you want to deal.
Yeah. Need all the deals.
3 blokes in a studio just cussing people's lager out from lagers, IPAs. First one we've had. We like it. Yeah, do us a deal. Send us a crate.
I'll tell you what I did is before lockdown, I went to Brew House and Kitchen.
Where's that?
So they've got them everywhere, but this one was in Dorchester. And you go in and you can do like a beer tasting experience.
Oh, right.
And they show you around their own sort of brewery, because they got their own brewery in house, and it's quality. You go in and you go, all right, yeah, so see what you make in house, and they give you a load of tasters and everything like that. And then they say, oh, we make these externally and everything like that, and they give you all these tasters. Fuck me, I was trash.
Fucking lit right up.
Jesus Christ, I went with my missus, and she's not a big beer drinker, so she probably like this citrusy one. She likes light beer and everything like that. But oh my god, she was giving me all the other ones. I was fucking down like anything because they were fucking free. So I was like, yeah, I love that. But I had a pumpkin one because it was Halloween. Right? It was a pumpkin spiced amber ale, right? And it was like the complimentary drink that they give you when you walk in the door. And oh god, Jesus Christ, I drank that just because it was free.
Yeah.
But it was the worst thing I've ever tasted in my fucking entire life. Holy shitballs. It was,
litter.
It was horrible, but definitely worth a visit if you ever get to one. Brew House and Kitchen, it is definitely, they do like beer tasting experiences. They show you around the whole brewery, how they make them and everything like that. And you've got all different brewery, and we did a one where you choose like 9 different beers, and you can choose whichever ones you want. And it was quality. It was good. It was a good crack, actually.
So we could go there, and the beer connoisseurs that we now are,
we just slate the fuck out of them.
Slate the fuck out of all of them.
Basically, yeah.
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 We know nothing about beer. We just have a beer. It's just something to change up the never-ending stream of Corona, just so we can go, oh, well, I should have started the Corona. Oh, it's a shit.
Well, when we went at a time when the master brewer was working. The master brewer.
That is actually a title, yeah.
Yeah, and he was working. He was like, oh, we're quite quiet at the moment. We'll get him to come over to you guys and explain what we do and everything like that. So when he comes sat with us, and he was like, you guys interested in beer? And we're like, yeah. We're like really keen on beer. He's like, oh, yeah. We're putting all this bullshit out. And he's like, well, what type of beers do you like? And I'm like, Corona. And he's like,
bloody hell.
Anything else? And I was like, nope. It's like, okay, this is going to be a little bit of an experience for you. But yeah, it was quality. And I came away knowing a little bit about beer and IPAs.
You probably know more than we do.
Yeah.
All we know is to open a can, read the can, say something about what we think it tastes like.
Bullshit, but I'm a little bit disappointed about that.
But then again, saying that, the lack of marketing bullshit, I kind of like it.
It speaks for itself.
They've literally just got one line on here: family owned, operated, and argued over. I think that's it. I think, I don't.
And again, it's a brightly coloured can, so that's why I was attracted to it.
Shiny colours.
Yeah.
Simple minds, shiny colours.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah.
I'm a magpie.
Yeah.
See the shiny colours and go, ooh.
I was like, ooh, what's that?
I love that.
To be fair, I'm a shit for that as well, so I can't say too much.
Land Rovers.
They're never shiny though, are they? Have you seen the state of that thing out there?
Oh, the P38. There is no point in polishing the P38. You just as well piss into the wind. But
I thought that was like a pile of scrap that you had out there. Oh, that's your. Oh, that's your.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. It's been a great podcast. Anyway, enough about roasting my cars. Let's get back to this S14.
Right. This S14.
This old rusty shed.
It is a rusty old piece, mind.
Tell us about this immaculate, low mileage, one owner, 80,000 mile example that you had, and how you preserved that.
So, I looked at it and I thought, it needs a little bit of welding, but it's not too bad. Surprisingly, the seals were actually all right, which is the main thing that go on them. And obviously, being a UK car, it has got a bit of surface rust here and there, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't as mint as I, in my head, thought it would be, but it was all right. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to keep this standard. Just going to put it in the garage, don't touch it, and it will just increase in value. And yeah, that lasted for
10 minutes.
A week. I sent it in because I didn't have any time at the time. I was working in a dealership and I didn't have any time to weld it up myself. So I thought, I've got a good friend who does welding every single day, and I thought, just send it in to him. Anyway, he's had one of them, so he knows exactly the ways around them and everything like that. So
where to weld, what's going to go wrong?
Exactly. So I sent it to him and I said, look, just give it a quick check every way there and just everything like that. He said, yeah, it's mint. I said, it's got a little thing on the subframe, like I said. He said, the seals, they're a bit crusty, but they'll go on or whatever. He said, yeah, it's all good. And he said, I've got some coilovers here. Do you want them?
And that's how it all starts.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. He said, well, coilers ain't going to be all right if you ain't got wheels on it, have you? All right, I'll order some brand new wheels then. So I ordered them. I've got an exhaust here if you want that as well. Yeah, all right, you might as well weld up the diff for you there as well. So next thing you know, I've got a full fucking drift car going. So yeah, it stays standard very, very long, not. And yeah, it's spiraled out of control from there, really. Obviously, I'm into my sort of competition drifting as such.
That's it. You are a drifty boy.
I am a drifty boy. Well, at least I try to be a drifty boy. I can't say I'm any good, but I do try.
Probably better than we are.
And yeah, so I just converted. I just thought, right, well, I'm into my competition drifting. I go to it anyway. I thought, well, I'm going to compete in it. So I looked up the regs.
I'm already there.
Exactly. So I looked up the regs and realised that there was a lot of work that needed doing to get up to regs.
So I assume you have to have a cage of some sort, buckets, harnesses.
So full cage, harnesses. There's so many different things. So I looked at the most basic sort of competition as such and thought, right, if I get it ready for that or just a little bit more, then it'll be all right. But it also required me to have fire extinguisher, which was plumbed in, specific sort of nozzles out here or there and everywhere.
Yeah.
It required certain sort of like, it required like bonnet catches, boot catches, so they had to be quick release. Oh, there was just a list. I wrote a list of everything that needed doing to it, and I was like, fucking hell, look, this is going to take forever to get this. Got it to it, and I've got the car, and then lockdown hit, and I'm like, fuck me, I've just built this car for a competition, and I can't even drive it. And I've had all the cage put in it. It's got full 6-point cage in it, full welding cage, door bars, a lot, bucket seats. It's got the shut-offs on the dash, so you know, ignition's all been removed. It's got the pull cords on the dash for the fire extinguisher. It's got the dash pull on the. It's got the pull
external
on the
dash. So,
external pull for the marshals to use. You know, electrical cut-offs. It's got fucking everything. It's full competition spec, and so far I'm yet to use it in a competition.
That does suck.
Yeah, so it does. I mean, the competition side of it is expensive.
Yeah, fucking hell.
You know, when you're looking at like realistically for a weekend of competition drifting, it's going to be £1,000 easily.
Yeah, the tires you go through. So
yeah,
just for a weekend.
On a typical weekend.
Yep.
What happens? Do you have like a couple of qualies, then a full send, or?
So on a usual weekend, we'll take one of the rounds, for example. We'll take a weekend. You'll have sort of a practice and a qualifying on one day on a Saturday, for example. So practice is just open, sort of, you go out whenever you want. You follow a line that the judges set. Qualifying is exactly the same, except you're being watched upon by the judges. You're scored for doing what line you're on, what speed you're on, what sort of angle you're doing it at, and so on. You move into the next day, which will then go into like a top 32 sort of battle. So you do top 32. So you'll go against someone else. One will be leading, one will be chasing. And the guy in the lead has got to basically just follow that line that he's doing qualifying. The guy behind has got to be as close as possible, right? You swap around and you basically get judged out of each score and you move on through top 16, top 8, top 4, blah, blah, blah. But the competition has become so sort of so technical and so it's a struggle to keep up with it.
Yeah, you know, it is a big thing.
It is. I mean, I haven't got a massive budget. You know, I've built my car to a basic competition spec. You know, it's probably running about just over 300, maybe 330 horsepower, something like that.
Is that with the standard SR20?
Yeah, standard SR20. Unopened SR20. It's just basically bolt-on mods for now. I didn't want it too much power because power, although it helps you to drift, it's one of those things where you can rely on power too much. So start off with a lower sort of power and it's at a power now. It's it's been mapped and everything like that, so it is so responsive. It actually scares the shit out of me when I drive it. I've driven it once in the wet, and I'm like, I am never driving this again. But I drive it to what it is. I've had it out a couple of times at a couple of practice days, and it is an animal. It is an absolute animal.
Proper built unit.
It is, and you can feel, with every sort of input that you do on the car, you can feel it through the sort of thing. You know exactly where it's going to go. And I'm at that stage now where I'm like comfortable enough to go into a competition and know exactly what it's going to do.
Yeah.
But the competitions has become so sort of, it's expanded so much that people are running silly power with silly tires, and I can't keep up with it. I just can't keep up with it. When you look at some of the top UK competition now, I think the average horsepower of a car, the average is about 600-700 horsepower, right, for a car.
Jeez. That's hideous.
Some of them are running over 1,000 horsepower. Some of the top level ones, top level in America is average about 1,000 horsepower.
To be fair, I need 1,000 horsepower in my life.
God, I'll tell you what, I do a lot with 1,000 fucking horsepower. I'll tell you that.
I don't know what to build though. Is it the Clio or the Escort?
Neither.
A Clio with 1,000 horsepower would be something else, wouldn't it?
I think it would fall apart.
I think it would.
And the Escort, if you give that more than fucking 100 horsepower,
it will twist off the line.
That bitch's chassis is twisted and the roof won't fucking latch anymore.
When you consider that the top guys are running that sort of horsepower, they're running 265, 275, 285 tyres, semi-slicks.
Yeah.
It's a weird concept to try and get round
why
for
would you
anyone.
even put fucking semi-slicks on? Obviously, on our track days, we run semis.
Yep.
So we got your Nankang AR1s.
Yep.
Do quite like that tyre.
Yep.
For grip.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you put it on it to burn the fuck out of it?
So, drifting, competition-wise, is a weird thing to try and get your head around. It's a lot different to drifting on the streets as such. It's not like
you just send it on your fucking Nexons or something.
your old shitty old Nankangs or whatever you find on the pile. Drifting in competition is all about being as quick as possible while sideways. It's in control of an out of control car. That is the easiest way
I like
to say
that.
it.
I do like that description. Yeah.
So these guys, these top level guys are running completely semi slicks at 15 psi to get as much grip as possible with zero camber to try and get the car sideways, but as fast as possible.
That's it. In my head, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Drifting itself there's no sense to it whatsoever. You're sending a car sideways, you're burning through tires, and you're wasting a lot of money.
Yeah.
But the whole thing itself is being in control of an out of control car, and it is a mad thing to get around. Once you get into it, I got into it probably about 8 years ago, from just watching it at local sort of Cascoom days or whatever, and I thought, God, this is real keen. This is, and then obviously got friends with Mule and everything like that who had a 14 at the time, and
wasn't it a Skyline?
It was the Skyline. Yeah, it's a nice Skyline, green as well when it was wasn't it? It's a nice Skyline, mate. And he sort of introduced me to it, I guess. And he's what kick-started it all off. And he could drift somewhat. We've had some interesting times.
Yeah, definitely. I've been in the car with him before. Sending that. Do you remember that red MX-5?
Yes.
Yeah. We did a couple of laps of our local town.
Yes.
Sideways.
Yes.
Numerous times.
Yes. There's a certain roundabout.
That was good fun.
There's a certain roundabout with sheep on it.
Oh yeah.
That's a good roundabout. Yeah. Me and him have had some insane times with cars. We actually once did a drift day where we had game of drift, right? And I was in the passenger, he was driving, and we're at a practice day, and we had a cup of water each, right? And we had to hold on to it whilst he was doing the lap. So he was driving, and I was passenger, and we had a cup of water each, right? And we had to see who had the most water left in the thing. Fuck me, it was the most hilarious thing. I've got a video on me. Honestly, it was the most hilarious thing you've ever seen in your life. There was water everywhere. He had filled his center console. He had got me in the face. I was dripping wet. There was no water left in his. I fucking won. I'd just like to put that out there. I won, but I sort of expected to win because he was driving at the time.
Yeah.
But behind all the competition, we like to keep it fun. We like to keep it as a sort of a fun sport as such. It is a sport, and once you get into the competition ones, there is a lot of politics and stuff behind it. But
no politics, Raj.
No politics.
I stayed off it all episode.
Yeah, so no politics allowed to be allowed, but there is politics behind it, and there is, especially at the moment. But I won't get into that. And but we still keep it fun. I still got my sound system in my car. I've taken all stereo out, but I've got like a Bluetooth speaker that pounds out the fucking. We like Who Let the Dogs Out. That's a good one to play whilst you're sideways. It's quality. I don't know why.
Of all the songs.
Of all the songs that you could possibly play, Who Let the Dogs Out is quality sideways.
I thought you could have the Tokyo Drift soundtrack on, but that shows you how much I know about drifting.
Yeah,
Tokyo Drift
I think to be fair, that's my level as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the sort of the drifting. I've got the car. It's not being used at the moment. It is road legal. It's still road legal, and I still do drive it on the roads occasionally. But the Popo don't seem to like it too much.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, I took it out. I hope no Popo's listening to this, but I took it out for a little bit of a test as such on a closed road in Mexico.
Yep.
And as I pulled out of this trading estate in Mexico, some police were right there, and they pulled me over, and they said, "Oh, we've had reports of someone,
One of them
drifty boys.
One of them drifty boys.
One of those drifty boys, and we just heard them, and we just wondered where you've been and everything like that. He even felt my tires.
To see if they were hot.
See if they were hot. It was raining that night. The tires were stone cold. Oh, it wasn't you. Oh, we just, we looked at the car and everything like that, so we thought you might have been, Anyway, on you go. Cheers, bye. Cool, my bummer was
I can imagine.
He was quenched, I'll tell you that.
Like a rabbit's nose at full chat.
He was fucking... And, so ever since then, I've sort of stopped the sort of street drifting in Mexico thing and kept it for the track. It's always good to keep
Mexico's a long way away, isn't it?
It is, so exactly. And
it's just a bit inconvenient.
Yeah, waste of fuel as well.
Yeah. You had a good question.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to sort of scroll back a few years, probably more than a few.
Here we go.
I wanted to ask, you had a Polo.
Yes.
And it was, no, I'm going to fuck up here. I want to say it, not a 9N. No, it wasn't.
I did have a 9N3.
You did have a 9N3. I remember that one.
I've had 3 Polos.
Somebody had 2.
I can't remember the actual model of it.
I had a 6N2.
Yeah.
We talked about. I had a 9N3 GTI.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I had a 6R.
6R. Knew it was an R. I couldn't remember what it was, a 9R or a 6R.
Is that the black one?
No, the black one was the 6N2.
Right. With a Ronald
turbos.
Yeah, that's it. Ronald's on.
The 9N3 GTI was the silver one, which had a number of different wheels and stuff on, which I wrote off.
Full send.
And then I had the 6R, which...
It's a super show car.
I don't like to talk about that because it's a lot of money. But yes, it was a little bit of a show car. And yeah, this was back in the days.
Was that the red one?
Yes, the red one.
Yep.
That was originally grey.
Yep.
That basically I bought complete standard because I wanted a nice car to drive.
That's always how it starts.
Always how it fucking starts.
Oh, that's a nice car. We keep it stock.
Oh yeah, I bought that off a dealership in Bristol, and it was actually the bosses of dealership in Bristol. It was actually his own personal car. Weirdly, no one had sat in the back seats. Just an interesting fact about that car. Anyway, I bought it, and it sort of stayed standard for a little while. Again, about a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and then I realised that my coilovers that I had on my 9N3 fitted on my 6R. So I put them on, and then it spiraled out.
That's where it starts. You get the itch.
All from there.
Honestly,
I just buy a standard car. I'll keep it standard, and I'll drive it standard. And I won't waste money on mods because I'll never see it back when I come to sell it.
No, that's
exactly. And I won't modify it so far that I can't put it back to standard.
No, I'll be stupid.
That would be
a ridiculous thing to do.
That'd be crazy because then if you modify it beyond that, you can't put it back to standard. Then you really limit your market, and you're going to limit the money you're going to get for the car. So what did you do with it, Titch?
Well, I spent a couple of £100 on it. just a little bit on it, I'll tell you the story, right? And it started off with a car show that I went to, and I was fully loaded up with kit in the back, and we were sat on bump stops because it was a low car anyway, but it was sat on bump stops, and I blew the bump stops out on the M5.
Oh, shit.
And it made a hell of a fucking racket. It blew the shocks out, and it was like... Pulled over, got towed up by the AA, still went to the show anyway.
That's commitment. That is commitment.
On the back of the AA van. And thought to myself, well, what do I do from here? Do I put it back to standard? Do I do what, it was before and risk it happen again? Or do I go all out and, put it on this thing called Air Ride? I don't know if any of your viewers have heard of Air Ride, but it's a suspension which uses air to raise it up and down.
Oddly enough, I'm quite familiar with air suspension.
Yes, being a Land Rover person, Air Ride is a thing that they do
It's
have.
a normal thing from the factory,
Yeah,
Most reliable part of the car.
Reliable, fucking me.
Yeah.
The most unreliable.
That was a funny joke, I made.
Fucking, honestly. So yeah, I did that, and then I thought, well, go from there, innit?
How far did it go?
Okay, so
Very, very far.
26k I put in that car.
Fucking hell, on a Polo,
my
mind.
God. That includes original purchase price.
Oh, fuck.
Now,
Your man's got keen as fuck.
Oh, my God.
I put a lot of money into that. So I had it wrapped. I worked this out the other day. 14 different sets of wheels on it.
What?
You got issues.
It ended up settling on a set of gold-plated centered wheels. So BBSs, real BBSs, which were the centers were gold-plated.
This is another level compared to us.
Gold-plated wheels don't work with brake dust.
No.
Don't work. They lasted 5 minutes and they cost me 1,800 quid to get the centers done.
Gee.
And yeah, so air ride fully poly pushed. The interior was all completely retrimmed. Front and rear seats were retrimmed. Gear sticks retrimmed. Steering wheel retrimmed. iPad dash. You name it. It was done to it. So yeah, I spent a fair old whack on it. And
That's another level compared to like
I'm going to say
what we do.
We've got no visual here, but I've literally stood here for the last 30 seconds.
His eyes have been fucking
just my eyes
wide
blowing
open.
out of my head.
Yeah, it was a big. Basically, everything I earned went on it, and it ended up being a car that I didn't want to drive because I didn't want to ruin it. The wrap was fully. I had it wrapped by again Southwest Tintin in Wellington.
Shout out.
And it basically stayed in the exact same condition that it come out from that wrap. So I had it fully sealed, everything. I didn't want to ruin it, and it literally just sat there.
What colour did you have it done?
So I had it done in like a cherry sort of red.
Was it gloss?
Yeah,
chrome?
complete gloss, like gloss.
Did you have it?
It was a real nice colour.
Was PPF around back then?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but with the wrap, I thought, well, I don't need to get PPF, so I thought I'd just get the wrap on, and if I do ever ruin it, then I can just have the wrap redone. But I kept it in such good condition that I didn't ever need to get the wrap redone. And yeah, it was.
It would stay in a good condition if you didn't fucking drive it.
Well, yeah, there is that, and I still managed to clean it every weekend. It was one of those times where I was like, and I had to try and keep up with the competition, and I had to try and get it into the shows and but I ended up only driving it to shows, and it was.
I think that's what comes with when you spend that kind of money on a
yeah,
car.
fucking hell.
You've been there, Marlon, with the Evo.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't take it to shows, but it was so immaculate, and you've done so much to it that it just got to a point where it was like, if I park this in Tesco's and somebody doors it,
I'm gonna fucking lose my shirt.
so I'm never going to take it to Tesco's.
Yeah.
If you can't take a car like that to Tesco's, you can't take it anywhere within reason. So it gets to a point where you sort of think,
That's it.
it's
Basically,
a lovely
I got a fucking
driveway ornament.
Yeah, that's it. I got a lawn ornament.
It's a big paperweight.
Yeah, that's
It
it.
is.
all it is.
So many of our friends, including myself, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got my black Range Rover, which is not here at the moment, obviously, as all the listeners
That's
know.
it. When that comes back, mate.
Yeah. But no, the thing is with that, I've fully accepted that it is a money pit, and the money I put into it, I'm never going to get back. I know this, but it was a car that I wanted from 16. When they first came out, I was about 16.
I mean, somebody had to want them.
Oh, shut your hole. And And I had dreams of owning a 4.2 supercharged Range Rover, 400 horsepower. I just thought that is it. That is the pinnacle of what I
Got
want.
to be the fucking only person in the UK that's dreamt of that.
Such a dick. Let a man dream, Marlon. Let a man dream. So, yeah, and I bought it, and I worked my fucking nuts off to buy that car.
To be fair, I take the piss out of it, but she is fucking gorgeous.
And the thing is, I don't daily drive it, and I didn't.
No, it's not reliable.
I didn't daily drive it for a long time. I haven't bought the house and various expenses, and I just essentially couldn't afford the fuel in it. It was at 13 to the gallon. Like, it's 120 quid to fill the fucking thing. Just not going to happen when I got a mortgage to pay. When I first bought the house, obviously things are a bit different now. But so having bought it, and I drove it, and then obviously I bought my daily driver, the P38, and I drove that to work, and I sort of thought, oh, I'll park that up, and I'll get round to that, and then I sort of thought, oh, Jesus Christ, like, I'm not driving this fucking car. So then obviously it's gone to the workshop. An amount of money is being spent on it, which what started off as just touch up the subframe and sort out the supercharger clatter has pretty much turned into an entire mechanical rebuild. Well, if you're doing that
as well,
you just as well do this, and you just as well.
That's a part. You might as well just do that before precautionary.
Exactly, you've nailed it. While that's out, you may as well do that. So that's as far as we've got onto it. But when it comes back, I do intend to drive it every weekend because I work too hard to let it go. And if I do sell it, what am I going to get for it? 10 if I'm lucky. And what am I going to do? Put some double glazing in my house? Boring. So
well, that's exactly the same as my Polo. I bought it for $9,000. I had it for 3 years, I think, and I sold it for $10,500. So
hang on. And
I made a 16k loss.
But you didn't sell it done?
Yes, I did. Sold it as is.
Oh my!
Yeah, I could have split it for more, but it was one of those ones where at the time I wasn't using it, and I was like, you know what, just get rid of it. So I sold it to some guy, and yeah, from there I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. So that's why. And then
it must almost have been disheartening.
It was really
when you put it up for obviously when you first put it up, you're putting it up for what you think it's worth, and you still accept that you're not going to get that money back, but you think it must be worth this.
Yes.
And you get no interest.
Yeah, I could put it up for 16k. I could put it up for 18k. And I know exactly what I've spent on it, but
no one's going to.
Nobody's got that level of interest.
No one's going to go near you.
So I had to put it up for what it is, and I had to sell it for what it is, and I just had to accept it, and that's why I got the S14 as a bit of. I was scared about people with the Polo. I was scared about people even touching the car. Oily fingerprints on the car. That was. And my OCD was going fucking wild.
No, on the same
and
Black
with
Range
the S14, I'm a bit more like, well, it's a drift car. It's gonna get battered. I've got scuffs on it. Actually, I've got a nice scuff on it. Actually, right?
Did you send it too hard?
I sent it properly hard, Mike. Right? I've got a story to tell you. Right? Your listeners will love this. I'm gonna get ripped out of it, but you wait. Right? So I got this scuff on the back bumper. Right? The Hadouken sign where he's like that, and it's like. It looks like that across the back bumper, and it looks like I ran a wall perfectly, right? And I tell everyone, oh yeah, I did a proper sick wall run, right?
Full set.
I was full 90 degrees to the wall and everything like that, and they're like, how did it actually happen? I reversed into someone in the pit queue. I was in the pits. Waiting to go out, and there was this MX-5 behind me, and it had the bumper painted in a white emulsion paint, right?
Oh, lovely.
And someone came up to my window and was like, oh, that guy there, that professional guy there, wants someone to go out with him. He was a British drift champion, and he was, British drift driver, and he said he wanted someone to go out with him. I was like, oh, and I got all excited, right? And put it in reverse, fucking let him have it. Didn't realise the MX-5 was right behind me and fucking smacked into it, and the fucking half the bumper fell off under me fucking car, and it's still on there now. And so, so if you look at me back bumper now, there's a nice scuff on there, right on the corner. It looks fucking mint, but it was only
full wall send? Nah, MX-5.
Fucking MX-5 with a matte emulsion fucking bumper. But yeah, so that's that. So yeah, I don't really care about the S14 too much. It's a bit battered. It's it's gonna get battered and everything like that. You know, and I have put it up for sale, thinking, you know what, I don't really use it at the moment because of lockdown. I put it up for sale, and then I see some bargains for it, and I thought, well, I'll just buy that while I've got it. You know, I've got a full body kit for it now and everything like that. Had it fully painted and stuff. And I think, you know, I'll just put this little bits on
carried
there.
away.
Oh, it's just fucking endless, isn't it?
I know that pain.
I hate cars.
Yeah, mate. Once you start, like I bought this. I got a new. Have you seen the Clio?
Yes. Yeah.
So cheap track car,
Yeah.
right? I won it on eBay, £2,000. Lovely. It's already got a half cage in it. It's got buckets. It's got harnesses. Had another set of wheels with it. Lovely. So, what do I need to do with it?
Well, ideally, nothing.
Exactly. So we're like £3,000 later now. Fucking things on coilovers. We got another set of wheels. It just goes out of control, doesn't it?
It does, mate. It honestly really
Your
does.
cheap track car turns into a fucking monstrosity.
I honestly didn't realise, you know, a lot of people say, drifting's expensive. And I knew it was going to be expensive, but I didn't quite realise how expensive it was going to be.
Yeah, on the scale, yeah.
You can do it cheaply. You can do it cheaply by all means. You can have an MX-5 or a BMW,
Yeah,
and you
but
can
you're
just
not
put some
going to
skid
be
wheels in.
competitive at
You ain't
that
gonna be-
level.
You know, it even comes down to the point of wheels. Now, wheels were a big thing for me, where I think, right, I've got a set of wheels on my car, but hang on a minute, I'm going to be burning out those rear tyres, and I need another set of wheels and tyres to go on there.
Ready to rock.
And it ended up being that I had to buy another 10 pairs of wheels so that I could put tyres on them to prepare to go out.
Fucking 10 pairs.
So you know, you can buy them secondhand, but obviously I was like, you know,
Oh, they gotta be nice.
gotta be good. So, luckily, my sponsors, Rotor Wheels, hooked me up, still with some expensive wheels, but I pay cheaper than.
Shout out to Rotor. I do love the Rotor wheels.
Yeah, so obviously, you know, fake works, but they do the job and they're fucking good. So I've now got like, 16 wheels, I think. So I could just chop on there. But, you know, that was a massive expense that I had to put out. And I think that wasn't even something I considered. And, you know, when you've got to consider now that the closest track to us probably here is Pembrey in Wales, which is a 1.5 to 2 hours journey.
Yeah.
So I've got to rent a trailer, put the trailer on the back of my car, get the car on the trailer, I've got to put all the wheels in, got to get all the tyres done. Tyres,
That's it. It's not a small task.
it's not. And, you know, when the tyres are sort of, to keep up with the competition, tyres are 50 quid a piece, 50, 60 quid a piece.
So what do you run on a weekend?
So normal tyres that I run is just any old shit that I can find. You
Right.
know, cars that are coming in with fucking nails in tyres in illegal places. that I
Yeah.
just thought, fuck it, that'll do.
Plug it.
Yeah, plug it,
That's
that'll
it.
do. You know, it's that
You're not
sizable.
using it on the road. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and if it blows out within 2 seconds, it's all right. But with the competition-wise, we are running, you know, semi-slicks, you know, Zestino tyres, or I'm running extremes on mine, which are extreme semi-slicks.
I have. Are they any good? I have heard.
I put
there's-
some extreme tyres on the front of my car, on the front of the S14, and I put some extreme semi-slicks on there.
Right.
And I thought, well, let's take them out. You know, they feel hard as hell.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, I want soft tyres on the front for grip and everything like that. I got a bit of heat into them, mate, and honest to God, you have never seen tyres like it, right?
Really?
I came into a roundabout at 70 miles an hour, and I hooked round a roundabout, no issues. My stomach fell into my passenger seat. and
Just
I'm
because
like,
you
my
were stuck.
God. And it was...
I've heard a few good things about him. Like, I got a good YouTuber bloke, which I've kind of spoken to once or twice. Rusky World shit.
Yep.
Shout out. He runs extremes.
Yes,
And they're cheaper than like your
they are indeed.
NS2s.
And the good thing about them is they take the old carcasses away, right? When you use them, they take the old carcasses away,
Remold
and
them.
they'll remold them, right? And they'll get them. Right, the guy that owns Extreme Tires UK, right? All the tires come from like Poland or somewhere like that. right?
Speed Alley.
And but he personally drives to Poland in a truck,
No way.
picks up the tires that people have ordered to bring them all the way back, and then distributes them out Once people are done with them, he goes around the UK, picks up
them
everyone's
all up
old
again.
carcasses, takes them back out to Poland, picks up the next lot, and he does that twice a week. Drives to Poland
Fucking
twice a
hell.
week.
That's commitment.
That is hell of a commitment, right?
You got
and
love
yeah,
for the game.
you know, when you can get semi-slick tyres for 50, 60 quid a
That's
tyre
it.
for
They ain't
18s,
there.
and you know, I can't.
That's it. I think the
argue with it.
AR1s are about £110 a tyre at the
Yeah.
minute. The extremes I was looking at are about £80 a
Yeah.
tyre.
Exactly that. You know, and it's one of those things where you think, well, we'll give it. I thought I'll give it a try. My first set of tires from them, I actually won for free from when they did a competition at the Autosport show, and I got them for free. And I thought, I'll just try them out because they're free.
Yeah.
I tried them out, and I wouldn't go back, mate. Wouldn't go back, mate. I've been well impressed with them. I took their tires out. They've got some wets that they do, some specific for drifting. I took them out for last drift day, mate, and nothing could keep up. Nothing could keep up. People are like, what the fuck have you got in that? And I'm like, it's just a 300 brake S14, but with decent tires, and decent sort of alignment setup.
I hope the missus isn't listening. We go and we order some tyres later.
So tell us, how long does it take you to burn for a set of tyres
Okay, so
on a competition day?
on a competition day, you're not actually doing many runs. So you're probably going to burn through... Okay, so when I had some remolds that I took out on a practice day, and I burned through them in 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
4 minutes. So
Is that
was flat
4
out.
minutes flat out? Or
4 minutes flat out, I burnt for a brand new set of tyres.
And a brand new set of tyres is going to cost you.
50, 60 quid every 4 minutes. It's
And
not
that
cheap.
is why drifting is an expensive hobby, and
Yeah.
racing in general.
Racing in general is expensive. Drifting is not a cheap hobby. When you go into competition days, you're probably going to use, or competition weekend, you're probably going to use 12 to 16 sets of tyres.
That's fucking hideous, isn't it?
Good God.
And, you know, people wonder why it's such an expensive sport to get into. Like, you know, we want to take it away from the street stuff. You know, we want to turn it into an actual motorsport sort of thing. You know, at the moment, I'm involved with a local, I say local-ish, it's down in Exeter, a car show called Autofest. Shout out to Autofest. They've got me on board to run a drift competition at their car show. And I'm also going to be doing sort of drift passenger rides there. So professional drift passenger rides. Me and a few others are going to be doing them down there. But again, you know, it's over a weekend and we're only doing passenger rides. It's still going to be, you know, 10 to 12 sets of tires
say,
that
like,
I'm going to go through.
10 sets of rears, isn't it?
And, you know, the fronts, you know, they last a little while.
Yeah.
The front, they do take a beating because when you're on lock, you know, the Ackerman angle and all that.
Yeah, they're scrubbing like fuck.
But yeah, rear tires is an expensive thing, and without sponsorship, you pretty much won't go anywhere. Which is a tough one to sort of beat, really. You know, motorsport is one of those things where if you want to get good at it and you want to be high in it, you've got to have the money, and it's something at the moment that I don't have, and it's a work in progress, but we'll get there eventually, I suppose.
It's fucking terrifying to think that you're going to go through, you know, in the double figure sets of tyres on a day.
Yep.
And that's a cost that you've already factored in before getting there. If I were to go on an off-road day, I am thinking, am I going to shit a transfer box?
Yep.
And that's just
Which
me
you will.
worrying
Yes.
in the back of my mind,
Yep.
thinking it might happen. Otherwise, I'm thinking this car is going to get through. I might scuff a bumper. I might knock the exhaust coming in on a far too tight attack angle, and that's about it. And I'm thinking, second-hand transfer box can be about 250 quid, 8 hours labour for me to fit it, and that's it. And I'm shitting myself thinking about that, but as you're going into something thinking, this is £1,000 weekend, easily.
When you think as well with drifting, your car is constantly on the limit. You're pushing a car to more than it actually wants to be. You know, you're losing. You've welded up the diff. You're sending all that power through the rear wheels, and you're expecting the car to do all these things that the car really shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
You've built this car to be doing something on the limit constantly. It's not like you go to a track day and you can literally just bang it around the track, and you have a bit of break in between. Your car is constantly off the limiter. You're constantly burning tires. You're constantly, one of my guys that I know has just finished his car. It's a 2 litre. It's exactly the same as my car, SR20, and he's now become
Motec system exhaust.
Motec system exhaust.
Oh, Reg.
Why are you looking at me on Motec system exhausts?
Fast and Furious one.
Oh, sorry. I literally watched the first Fast and Furious the other day, and I've already forgotten.
I'm fucking disappointed.
Brain like a sieve.
Took him a little while. Anyway, he's possibly got the most power SR20 in the UK currently. Right. He's built that to 670 horsepower. He took out
an SR20.
In an SR20, right, which is pushing it a lot.
Yeah,
anyone that knows the SR20 is going to know that's big power, but anyone that doesn't know an SR20,
it's a single turbo.
Yes,
knows that it's a four banger.
It shouldn't be that anywhere near that.
You put 600 brake horsepower for a four banger, you're going to throw a rod through the block.
Exactly. And he took it out, and the first time he took it out on the road, even just a normal drive, he blew through 2 drive shafts on it.
Fuck.
And you think you're pushing these cars to
that's it.
Limit.
You're finding the next weak point.
Exactly.
It's every force you're putting on the car. You're putting force on the engine constantly, like you say, off the limiter. Mm-hmm. Every joint, every bush, everything that moves on that car, doesn't move, is constantly under immense amounts of strain.
Yep.
All the time.
Yep. 100%.
And you know that hitting the track, you're like, in the back of your head, I'm gonna do this many tires.
Yep.
I'm gonna do maybe those bushes are probably gonna be shagged. I might well bend this. A drive shaft's probably gonna fall out the fucking side of the gearbox.
Yep. When you consider you take your Clios to a track day. Now that's something that I've always wanted to do is take it to Clio to a track day, bang it around the track, drive it home, job done. Right.
Sometimes.
But you know that if you get it back from the track day, say for example the track day has been successful, the only thing you might need to do is give it a little check over it and everything's done.
Literally pressures.
Yep.
Probably just change the brake fluid again because at some point you're going to boil it.
Yep.
Make sure you've got enough pad left.
Yeah.
That is about it.
Take drifting. You're pretty much going to write your rear end off of your car. All of your alignment's going to be out. You're going to have to do a full change of the engine.
Yeah. To be fair, on the Clio side of things, like you're taking curbs like they're going out of fashion, so Geo is a necessity.
Drifting is you're taking your car to another level.
Yeah, completely.
I've known guys, for example, 2019 season when it was in full swing, they went through 6 engines in a full season.
6
Fucking
engines.
hell.
6 engines.
And these are engines that stop being produced.
Yes, 100%.
20 plus years ago.
20%.
So they're buying old blocks. They're having them rebored, restroked.
Yep.
Cranks reground, forged. So they're putting thousands of pounds into these engines, and they're going through multiples of them in a season.
Just to try to compete.
And this is the kind of money we're talking.
Yep.
When you see somebody out on the street giving it big licks, as would say, giving it big licks around the fucking roundabout and thinking, what a fucking plum. And then you see somebody on the track doing that. They are 2 absolutely different fucking worlds apart.
Completely different things. And, that's what, we're trying to push as sort of the competition side of it. We're trying to push that side of we aren't these people that do it on the streets. Okay, some of us drive our cars on the streets or whatever, but we're not going to be. We're actually pushing it as a normal sport, as a proper motorsport.
Yeah,
it's now FIA recognised.
Yeah,
and there is now an FIA, MSA
governing body to see over it
for drifting, and they've got their own competition, and it's international competition. So it's one of those things that we want to push, and with me now helping to organise this one at Autofest and stuff like that. We're hoping to push it that sort of way. But yeah, hopefully once all this lockdown ends, we can get out with the car a bit more and do some more competitions, some more pasteurise and stuff like that, and just show people a bit more about it really. But yeah, because it's not widely recognised as a sport. Most people just see it as, oh, that looks cool going sideways. But a lot of people love it.
Full send.
A lot of people love it. You take Castle Coombe, for example. You go to an action day at Castle Coombe, and you watch people go around the track, and, doing normal track days, and people are like, yeah, this is great, and 5 minutes later, you're bored as hell. And there's hardly any crowds. You get the drifters on, and everyone piles to the side of the track to see these drifters because it's like an unexpected thing. It's a bit of action. Everything.
We do
like
want to see a crash, though.
We do love a crash, don't
Yeah.
we? We do love a crash, and Castle Coombe is one notorious for crashes.
Yeah. Do you remember that Fiat 20 valve coupe?
Yes. Yes.
That was fucking incredible. I'd
Yes.
never seen something crash that bad.
Castle Coombe is notorious. Did you know that Castle Coombe, that first corner, is the most crashed place in the UK?
Oh, wow. No, I didn't know that.
So I found that out, and I fully believe it.
To be fair, on probably one of my first track days, that's the corner I went off.
It's one of those corners where you come over the top, and
You're coming in way too hot.
Yeah, you're
I've
just
got
gotta hold on.
Well, I was in the cult at that point, and I had a championship-winning race car driver as co-pilot saying, "You don't need a brake yet. Don't brake, don't brake, don't brake." And I was like, "No, I need to brake. We're going too fast. It ain't gonna stop." He was like, "Don't brake, don't brake, don't brake." I didn't brake. Went off. Ended up grass cutting. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Yeah, you didn't need a brake sooner." I was like, "Oh, I tried to fucking tell you." But yeah, shout out to RJ Motorsport. Thanks for that.
Yeah, it's one of those corners, isn't it? It's one of those corners that's very sort of, you don't know what's going to come. Especially with the drifting side of it, because you're coming over it. Some of those guys, I'm yet to do Coombe. Hopefully, within the sort of near future, I get onto the sort of Coombe days. But some of those guys, especially in like the lower powered sort of escorts and stuff, they're coming over A1 Rise, that first corner, at 120 mile an hour on the handbrake. And that is, for normal people driving it, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you're trying to hold on to it 120 mile an hour.
That's it. We probably crested that. Like, the Colts brakes were stock. We had EBC pads in. Which are
EBC?
Fucking litter.
EBC
You have to remember, nobody made anything for the Colt back then. So EBC was the only kind of performance pad I could get hold of.
I had green stuff in my old Polo.
Oh, wow.
Just because they didn't produce any brake dust.
Right.
Because
they didn't fucking work.
They didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
They were fucking quality.
Squeaky boys, they are.
We ain't going to get a fucking brake pad deal with EBC,
I had a set in the Range Rover, the black one.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, big car, do some nice pads and some nice discs.
Yep.
So I went grooved and groove vented and drilled on the front. And I thought, fuck it, they're genuine Brembo calipers that come with the car, and they come with genuine Brembo pads as standard. So I was like, fuck that. Get me some EBCs.
No.
All the racy boys know EBCs.
Oh, yeah.
So I got myself some yellow stuffs.
Oh.
They were the dustiest, squeakiest,
shittest,
useless fucking pads I've ever had in my life. And I pulled them straight out, banged a set of Brembos back in there, silent as the fucking night. I was like, why on earth? And my bloke, the garage that I use quite regularly, were like, what on earth did you think I was going to do? I was like, well, EBC's racy, innit? Like, I want to stop. Stopping's good. Racer, stop. And they were like, no, just stick with what you know, Range Rover boy.
I always remember when this was a different fucking weekend at Coombe. And I think probably the Colt again, because that was like the most trackest car. And we had yellow stuff in the front again. And I had a very good mate of mine in the passenger seat. We full sent it for a couple of laps. And we were coming back down through the last chicane at Coombe.
I think I remember this.
We ran out of brakes, baby. We couldn't stop. We didn't make the chicane. We went straight over.
Oh, shit. They glazed?
That was a proper, like, bumhole squeaky moment.
They overheated? They glazed?
They were fucking litter. Like,
they were just gone?
Yeah, they were gone. Like, instead of going round the chicane, I came down this tower in it, bottom corner.
Top corner, yeah, the one right at the far end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Came around there, lovely. Was probably 110-ish. Went to brake. I was like, nothing's fucking happening. The pedal's solid, so we haven't bored the fluid. There is no brake pad left. Oh, there was brake pad left. There was half a brake pad left. It just didn't fucking do anything.
Oh.
Since then, I've never bought EBC.
Shout out to EBC. The
Yeah, you
shittest
fucking litter.
fucking pads I've ever fucking used in my life.
Always now, I like the Frodo stuff.
Yep.
2500s.
Yep.
Brembo high carbon discs. Tarok stuffs as well.
Yeah. it's
Very
decent.
good, but it's very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. I much agreements there. Yeah, I had some £7 pads from Halfords once with the
Oh,
Halford
wow.
trade card,
Yeah.
and they were better than the EBC stuff. So that just says it all,
doesn't
doesn't
it?
it?
Yeah,
And they
fucking
caught-
hell.
Bitches.
And they caught fire, and they were still working. Better than the fucking EBC shite.
They caught fire.
Oh man.
Cheddar Gorge.
Right. I
Oh,
don't know what fucking time we'll run that, but we got to be somewhere fucking deep
Yeah,
into it
fucking
now.
hell.
So I reckon we'll call that
Last question.
last question. I always do this. I
Yeah,
always
Oh,
do
here
this.
we,
always
here
do
we
this.
go.
Right. Tell us something your mum doesn't know.
Oh, no.
Did you prepare for the wrong question?
No, I didn't prepare at all because I didn't know what question you were going to ask me. I was thinking, oh,
Turn it
God,
up a little bit.
they could your mum doesn't know. Oh shit, she definitely doesn't know the question about the old the waking up in a different person's bed story. But I haven't got a story as I've still got a foreskin. I've still got a foreskin.
Shout out to Rat.
But I'm not sure. I'm sure she knows that. I'm not sure how she would know that, but I'm sure she assumes.
She'd been looking.
She hasn't been. I hope not. What does my mum doesn't know? She walked in on me once.
No.
Yeah,
What jacket?
someone was on top of me.
Dang.
And you managed to. She doesn't know what was going on.
She doesn't know what's going on.
And you managed to play it off.
Completely played it off.
How the heck?
Cuddling?
What the?
The Xbox was on pause at that point.
And you just. Oh.
And a certain person was on top, and she fully ducked down underneath the covers, and I just picked up the controller beside me, and played it off. Shout out to Forza Motorsport 4,
That's fucking brilliant.
and completely played it off, and paused the game, and I won the actual race. I want to say that I won the fucking race, and I had never been so fucking happy in my fucking life because not only did I ejaculate, I won.
That's fucking brilliant.
That's it. That's it. That's a perfect place to end. Titch, you've been fucking brilliant.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming on. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's
fucking
been
hell.
a great insight into the world of drifting, the world of your cars, and the world of money that you've spent. It's been fucking brilliant. Right. Thank you to everyone on Instagram who's been sharing, all the people that have been following us,
All the likes.
all the likes, all the shares.
You know you are, baby.
Yeah, same shit every week. You know. No, it's been fantastic. Thank you, everyone. And I've been Reg.
I've been Marlon.
And I've been Titch.
And you guys have been fucking brilliant. Thank you for listening. We will
What?
see you on the next one.